Now, that brings me to my next example of exactly how to stand up for yourself, is to follow through when it comes to doing what you say you want to do for yourself. So again, I'm going to go back to that example. If you say to the spouse, the hubby, hey, I want to take a weekend away, and there's maybe some resistance, there's some conversation there, it's a little uncomfortable. You come to the place where, yes, finally you can take that weekend away. The weekend comes and you're like, well, maybe I'll just stay home and do the laundry instead, or I could just, we could save money, and et cetera, and you undermine yourself. When you do that, you're setting the standard. And following through on what you say you're going to do for yourself reinforces that that's what you do. So if Tuesday night is your yoga night, every time you don't go to do yoga on Tuesday nights because of whatever obligation, or you talk yourself out of it, you are undermining your own ability to do self-care. You're telling yourself internally, you're not good enough, you're not important enough, I don't have to follow through. Another example of how to advocate for yourself is to say exactly how you feel, even if you're scared of the outcome. It's really important that you get comfortable with the uncomfortable things you have to say. You have to understand that if you need to tell somebody what your boundary is and what you need for yourself, if they make it uncomfortable for you, you have to sit in it. And it honestly only takes once or twice, and then they start to get the hint, and these conversations become less and less and less combative. And another way to advocate for your self-care is just by saying no. Say no to the things you don't have time to do. Or like we've talked about before, don't offer your help right now. Really, when you're trying to practice self-care, you're trying to get good at taking care of yourself and rebuilding that relationship with yourself, just say no to obligations you're not ready right now. You need to really take the time for yourself. Number 6, it's time to be a little selfish. And I know for a lot of people that's hard to hear, right? We don't like to think of ourselves as selfish people. And the truth is, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably not a selfish person. You've gotten 30 minutes into this show. You're not selfish. You're willing to do the work. So it's okay. You can take this advice. You can be a little selfish. I'm giving you permission. Chris Wood from Portland, Oregon says it's okay. Number 7. Don't respond the second someone asks for your attention. Whether it's a text message or somebody's like, I gotta talk to you right now, or you get a phone call, God forbid. Nobody likes phone calls, right? You do not have to respond immediately when somebody is asking for your attention. You get to take the time to decide how to respond to somebody, even if it's a heated situation. And last but not least, number 8, you need to teach others how to treat you, using responses like, if you want to speak to me, I need you to back up, or I need you to lower your voice, or I need you to give me a minute. Or for my moms, it's telling your kids, you need a minute, mommy needs a timeout, it's for your own safety. You've got to start getting comfortable with using powerful language that teaches other people how to treat you. And I'll share with you real quickly before we wrap up today. I had a really hard time with this. This was something that was very difficult for me to do in the beginning, was trying to tell other people how they could treat me. And it took rehearsing a script. I literally sat down, wrote a script, rehearsed it in my closet, so that when the person called and I had to have that uncomfortable conversation, I had that script memorized. And no matter what they said to me, I repeated it over and over and over again. If you want to speak to me, I need you to lower your voice. If you want to speak to me, I need you to give me a minute to respond. If you want me to participate in your family gathering that I don't really want to go to, I need you to behave like this. And then standing firm in it over and over and over again. And even after years of working with training people how to treat me, I still have challenges with it. So you just keep at it. It's practice, practice, practice. How do you make self-care the priority? You practice advocating for yourself. Do it today. Make the decision that you're going to do some kind of self-care this weekend, that you're going to ask for what you want, and you're going to stand firm in that decision, no matter what. And then practice it over and over again until one day you're just self-caring all over the place, no matter how many dishes are in the sink, or no matter how much the kids need you, or no matter if the husband wants you to stay home and watch the kids while he goes out and does whatever. But you have to start with that first. You've got to start standing up for yourself. And I know that you can do this. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me. That's it for this week. If you have a story you'd like to share and you want to be on the show, please email me. It's Chris, K-R-I-S, at selfcareissexy.com. Okay, we got some really great content coming your way, so stay tuned. And remember that self-care is sexy. We're giving you permission to put yourself first.